Hi there, welcome back to my channel. So today I just have like a general love reading for you. Um, this side is the viewer and this side is the person on your mind, and then your energies towards each other and the connecting energy, and then past, present, and future. So remember, with readings, it's always just based off of the current energy and present time. So we're just going to take like an overall look into what's going on, and then there'll be an extended reading where we take a deeper look into the other person and their thoughts and feelings towards you, and get some messages with the Hermit Tarot deck. So sorry, so right away, the viewer, we have the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Cups. So you could be in a place in your life where you feel really, really overwhelmed. Um, you feel really burnt out and weighed down and like burdened. But you also feel really emotionally overwhelmed and just like emotionally exhausted. It's like kind of being at the end of your rope. You are ready to go in your own direction and try to find your like counterpart or someone who's going to kind of show up, follow through, like help support you. um you could be in the process of like walking away from something or leaving something in your life in order to find more emotional fulfillment, something that's more emotionally aligned, but also someone who's going to help relieve you of some of your burdens, like help support you and be that like emotional counterpart, that kind of just like stability that you can count on, or that sense of like trust that the other person is kind of like your match or your other person, and it's like not really going anywhere because you both equally give each other like what you're looking for emotionally, able to like meet each other's needs emotionally in such a unique way. um, you could be really craving or desiring to have that kind of like unconditional, really comfortable sort of connection with someone, and the connections or relationships that you've been engaging with throughout your life, in the past, or things that you're currently removing yourself from, are like other connections that don't show up for you, or they don't reflect like the same qualities or the same things that you're looking for. Again, you just feel really like burdened, weighed down, like you feel like you have to do everything all on your own, and you have to kind of just like keep going and continue to build, but you feel as though you can't carry anymore, right? Like you can't continue to go on like this or continue to move forward and do everything like all on your own. It's like you just can't sustain it. You can't keep up with it. You just can no longer keep going with the way that things are. So you're kind of forced to remove yourself or go in your own direction in order to find that sense of emotional fulfillment and emotional contentment, if you will. With the other person, we have the world, the Three of Cups, and the Three of Wands. So I pulled the world first, and then I kind of like asked what is with the world is like ending of a cycle, kind of starting of something new, right? Transitioning out of one phase and into another, like finally completing one thing and being ready to move forward. So, like, what is ending, right? Like, what is the phase that's being completed? So, with the Three of Cups, with this deck, especially the way they're like in the hula hoop, um, I always feel like that could be kind of like a third party situation. So they could have had something else that they were prior involved in or prior kind of caught up in. Um, I don't know why I'm just seeing like this person in the middle and then these two people on the side wearing yellow. So it's like, and then this dress is like yellow too. So there's something to where it's like this person could have been in an open relationship before or like a poly type of dynamic where there's like, yeah, or like they could have just had like multiple friends or partners to where they were like friends, but they were more like friends with benefits, casual, but it was like more than one person. They were just like open with multiple different people, or maybe two different people in particular, and they like all knew about it or something, or like the other two people they were open with each knew about each other, or there was some sort of like dynamic or agreement where everybody kind of fit into it, or there, yeah, there was something like prior engaged, something prior happening. um but it looks as though I'm seeing like time has kind of ran out, or like this person in the middle is kind of like ready to remove themselves or free themselves, no longer be like stuck in this or like caught up in between this, in the middle of this, bound by this. It's like something they were prior already involved in their life that they are like ready to transition out of, move away from. They're like ready to take the next step and do something different in their life. So with the Three of Wands, they just want to go in like a new and different direction. They want to incorporate something new and different in their life. They could want to travel or move or just like move forward, do something different, bring something new and different, or like a new and different element into their life in order to like, oops, start to move themselves and like weave themselves in the direction that they want, like slowly adding what they want and removing what they don't or what's not serving them, if that makes sense. They're going through this like massive transformation where they're kind of changing. Like before they were just like settling or like very content with where they were at, and now it's like they're choosing to look elsewhere, look on the horizon, like have more like hope, or yeah, self-confidence that they could kind of like follow their dreams or have like what they truly desire, bring into their life or incorporate into their life like what they truly desire, kind of like rise above something. They no longer feel like they need to be like stuck or trapped or caught up in whatever they were like settling for or agreeing to before. It was like they had like, it's like they didn't believe they could get to a certain place in their life or like achieve certain things in their life, so they were just kind of like content with being open to other things that maybe didn't fully fulfill them or like fully satisfy them, so they had to just kind of like engage with a lot of people or be really open with a lot of people because they weren't really, they didn't want to be like vulnerable to one person, or there was something to where they lacked like a sense of self-confidence, or they weren't ready to like take some sort of step or transition towards something that they really wanted. But now it's like they are, they don't want to just kind of like settle or like stay stuck in the middle of something. It did like bring them a sense of happiness, contentment, fulfillment to a degree, but again, it was like it came from like them feeling as though they couldn't like pursue their desires, their passions, like they didn't have what it took to get their life into a place that they really wanted it to be. Yeah, like feeling as though they couldn't fulfill their dreams or have the things they really desired. Um, with your energy towards them, we have this like female king of pentacles. So you could have felt like they were not supporting you enough, or like you could have felt as though you were the one that was having to step into the masculine energy and lead things, but it maybe didn't feel right. Like maybe you're a more feminine person, and so you felt like the other person was supposed to be in that masculine energy and kind of like take the initiative or lead things or offer a deeper commitment or kind of like support you in some way. Whereas, yeah, it's like that wasn't happening. So then you were finding yourself like stepping out of your energy and kind of like chasing them, or putting in more effort or more work than you should. You felt as though you should be able to kind of like sit back more in this like feminine energy, be in this like very receptive, loving, be able to just like express yourself emotionally and kind of draw them in towards you. But again, there was like a fear that you were going to end up getting like caught up or trapped or stuck. Like maybe you just kind of sensed that there was something going on with them that was going to lead you into a place of like getting more caught up. Like you felt like you would get kind of stuck in such a way that it would add more burdens and make it even harder for you to move forward, because you already have so much weight that you're carrying. It's like you already have so much that you have to do, and so you couldn't afford to like add anymore. So you couldn't carry like the your burdens plus get caught up in their burdens. So it's like with the moon being their energy towards you, it's like you probably didn't know a lot of like what's going on or the inner details of like something else, but it's like your intuition, or again with the Ace of Swords here, there was just you got some sort of clarity in some way that like something was shady or something was off, or that this connection could lead to like bringing energy into your life that would get you even more stuck, even more burdened, even more weighed down. So you felt as though you need to kind of like remove yourself and find someone who's going to be able to be your other half, or like that divine counterpart, and show up in the opposite energy so that you can balance each other really well. Um, with this person, it's like with the Nine of Wands, it's they were being very cautious and hesitant, and it's like they kept kind of like stalling or maybe waiting. It's like they didn't want to take that next step. Like they were leaving things a little bit like confusing. There was just like some illusions, if you will, or like some darkness around it. Like there was just certain things that you maybe didn't fully know or understand. Again, like they weren't ready to like remove themselves or let go of certain things in their life, and so it's like they couldn't come through and take that like next step, and so they're really showing up in this like wounded energy or this fear energy. That's where like you could maybe see like an insecurity or just a lack of confidence, like really being afraid that they are going to end up getting hurt. I'm also seeing just like again like the self-doubt of like with the Nine of Wands, it's like pausing to kind of rest and regather yourself in order to push through, and they could have really gotten stuck in that place, right? Of like not having the confidence of knowing that they could get where they wanted to be, or that they could bring things into their life in order to get into a space that they really desired or dreamed to be. So, because of that, they get really stuck in this energy of like being so close, but just not quite there, or allowing their fears and insecurities and feeling like they don't have what it takes, they're not good enough, they can't do it, coming up with like every different reason to keep themselves like stuck and not moving forward, even though they're not fully content, right? Or they're not fully like happy or getting what they would like. So there was just a lot here that they were like not showing or not revealing or keeping in the dark until they were ready to let go of certain things in their life. It's like they didn't feel that it was safe to drop certain illusions or, yeah, like drop the veil and be totally transparent in some ways because they were not ready to face certain things, let go of certain things, remove themselves from certain things. So it's like they got to a place where they needed to almost take like a timeout or a pause or a rest to like regather themselves and see how they should approach things or how they should move forward. But they were really keeping you in the dark and not communicating with you what's going on. So then you are just having to kind of fall back on your intuition, or it's like put you in a space where you felt like then you were going to have to like lead or be the one to initiate things, be the one to open up. Like if you were to be the one to be vulnerable and open, then they would reciprocate that. But you're looking for this person to be in a masculine energy and like lead the relationship. So you don't want to have to be the one to be vulnerable because you feel as though that could get you stuck or like caught up, hung up in something that you don't want to be in, or something that's unbalanced or unfair, or that where your needs are not being met, you're not being emotionally fulfilled in the long run. So it's like you felt as though you had to walk away. So you removing yourself or walking away could have been the thing causing this person to be really triggered and feel as though they need to end a cycle, or they need to finally go in a certain direction. They need to open up and be transparent, be ready to like let something go and take that next step or take that initiative to move forward past something that they're ready to let go of, like some sort of old cycle in their life that they're ready to release and let go of. With the Six of Swords and the Ace of Swords, both of you do think that you could move forward together in a really positive way and be really happy. Um, they've gotten some sort of mental clarity, like since you getting the mental clarity that you needed about how to move forward for yourself, do the best thing for yourself, has like triggered this person to get some sort of mental clarity. So now they have some sort of deeper understanding or some sort of key, some sort of secret. It's like they unlocked something within themselves where they're now seeing that it is possible to go in this direction with you, or to like add or multiply, bring something into their life, like move towards you. Like it is possible to move in a more positive direction with you. Is I'm getting like finally feeling as though they're ready to ground themselves or like anchor themselves, like settle down and not be so like up in the clouds all the time, or like not chasing like a high all the time, and ready to kind of like anchor themselves and ground themselves and find, um like I just heard like be on your little island together, and just like work together. And it's like knowing that you can go so much farther together. Like they finally have this clarity or this understanding that, yeah, you could go so much farther together. So that could have been like you came to this realization first, is that you were going to have to take the initiative, or like do, like bridge the gap, if you will, or like do so much to make the other person feel comfortable and confident and ready to be where you're at. So instead of doing that, it's like you chose to kind of walk away and go in your own direction. And so that is going to trigger and force this person to meet you where you're at or meet you in the middle, rather than then you having to be the one to do all the work to show them that you could go so much farther together or be so much farther together. It's like you getting the mental clarity that you needed to just put yourself first and go in your own way, go in your own direction. That is like exactly what this person needed to kind of be triggered to see and understand again, like it is possible for you both to move in a more positive direction. So with the Ace of Swords, they could want to like communicate with you and be more transparent and open, or kind of like give you the key or the secret, give you some sense of understanding about where they were at and where they were coming from so that you can move forward together. Or it's like they've came to this realization that if they're just open and honest and communicate with you in such a way that you understand like the root of what happened or where they're coming from, that you can kind of like fix it or move in a more harmonious direction together. Yeah. Another, yeah, like I said, they could be realizing that if they just communicate openly and transparently with you, that things will get better and you will start to kind of like move in a better direction together. In the past, um, the Six of Cups in the reverse and the Judgment again, it's like something was just kind of off. You felt like this connection was not going to lead to the emotional fulfillment that you were seeking or that you were looking for. It's like something felt very familiar. Um, Something about the connection was like very alluring, or it's like you wanted to kind of explore and see kind of what this was. It could have felt like, yeah, like a past life connection or something very unique and specific, but then again, there was just something like off, right? And so with this King of Pentacles, we're really seeing that you choosing to kind of go your own way, go in another direction, do what was best for you is what has very much so triggered this person to kind of step up or like step to the plate or step into that masculine energy, to kind of take the initiative to want to lead more. I'm seeing them just like rising above something here, like having more self confidence. Again, with this being earth energy, it's like being more grounded. So, not wanting to be like chasing a high all the time and kind of like grounding themselves. But yeah, it's like right now they're being very triggered to like step into that masculine energy and kind of overcome blockages and things that were like holding them back. So we have the Ace of Cups here. So the way that this card looks, it's like kind of looks like an explosion, um, like with all the butterflies coming out. And so you could like this person could ask you to meet up over drinks or like ask you to get drinks or to get food with them or something, and that could be a way that they like initiate conversation or open up about how like realizations they've had or um, kind of transformations they're starting to make. But we also see it's like kind of opening up and like all of this coming out, and it's like as a butterfly, it's like something kind of being metabolized and then coming back out in a different way and being transformed, the connection being transformed, so this person could like want to open up to you emotionally, communicate their feelings to you, um, bring a lot of like warmth, tell you like how they truly feel, like how much warmth and happiness contentment this connection brings to you, um, or to them, I'm sorry, but you could feel the same way. But it's like you just kind of felt as though you were pushed into a place where you had no choice but to go in your own direction or kind of find something more fulfilling, find something more compatible. So this could be like a new person that you meet in the future because of this. You could be currently meeting someone new who is going to be more in their masculine energy and more of like an assertive, leading energy. So it's like bringing, either way, it's like bringing this really positive new start and new beginning. So this person could be kind of wanting to come back around and reconnect. We see a very strong possibility for them, like stepping into a leader energy and wanting to open up emotionally and be vulnerable, share their feelings, etc. But again, it could just be triggering like someone who is going to be in this energy or is going to bring more of what you need into your life and the connection, which is leading to a really beautiful new emotional opportunity in the future, a chance to like open up, share, connect with someone in a new and transformed way, or in a way that you haven't before, or see like a side to someone that you haven't before, see like a new and transformed, more open side to someone, bring a lot of like warmth and happiness. Yeah, so regardless, you making the choice to kind of like remove yourself has very much so like triggered this other person to kind of step into a different energy, which is bringing about major shifts in the future. It's like they're currently gaining all of this clarity and understanding as how they need to move forward in the best way. And it's going to be like exactly kind of what you need. And if you are done with this, then it's like you're going to meet someone new that's going to provide like exactly what you need so that you feel safe and open to be like more transparent and more open, more vulnerable with others in a way that you maybe haven't before in your life. So, really cool energy. So, we're going to take a look into the extended and just get a deeper look into this person and where they're at, what they're doing, their energy towards you, their thoughts and feelings, and some messages. So, if you watched this far, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.